Hi, and welcome to week 50 of the Monologue Project, which is technically the end. We have been using this book, The Contemporary Monologues for Women, and today we are doing number 50, which is What We Know by Pamela Carter. The character is Lucy. Originally, that was going to be it. There was going to be these 50, and that was going to be all, but this has been probably the smartest bad decision I've ever made. It was done completely impulsively. I was in the middle of a massive dry spell, acting wise, and had realized I had bought this book at Uptis a few years ago, and after a year and a half, had not opened it yet. It's now been opened. I've done every single one. I've decided to keep it going. So I'm keeping it going in sort of two different phases. First, we're going to have, this is the big change. So the weekly, as you know, that's not always weekly, but the weekly will be songs. So I bought this book, the volume 6 of the mezzo-soprano belter musical anthology that most of us have played with in high school and or college. Those of us who were acting majors and not musical theater majors don't hang out with these quite as much. But I specifically bought this book because I knew the least about it. I knew the fewest songs, and so I'm starting with this. But I'm also going to continue monologues, and I found this one, which is the American theater book for monologues, because I was at about week 8 when I realized, why do these all have Irish accents? Because it's a British publisher, not a British publisher. This, God help me, will save me from Scottish dialects. So these all start soon. Those will be more regular. These will be interspersed where I have time. But I did want to say thank you to everybody who has been watching religiously, some of you, and also to the Good Audition Guides for giving me all this wonderful material, some of which I'm going to keep. That said, week 50 is probably my favorite piece of the entire book. So what a beautiful way to go out. So you understand what's happening. Those 9 minutes she talks about at the time it takes for the ambulance to show up because her significant other is dying. And so it takes 9 minutes for the ambulance to get there. So I'll let you just discover the rest of it as we go. This is What We Know by Pamela Carter, Lucy. 9 minutes. He was still mine. Tell me, Helen, tell me what happened. Those 9 minutes you stayed on the phone, didn't you? You asked me things, you told me what to do, you asked me if he was agitated or aggressive. You asked me if I thought he could understand me, if he could speak, yes? You said I should see if he could squeeze my hand. You asked me if I thought he was finding it hard to breathe. You said to look at the color of his lips. And you told me to keep talking to him. Talk to Joe, he can hear you. Even though he couldn't move or speak. And I did. 9 minutes. I had his hand, I held his hand, I said, what? I could see his hand in mine, I can feel us, and my lips are moving, but I can't hear the words. I'm babbling, saying nothing, just saying everything's going to be just fine. You told me to keep talking to him because your hearing's the last thing to go, isn't it, when you're dying? Yes, I knew that. I'd heard that somewhere before. That's why I kept talking. Because he was leaving me. I swore at him. I wanted to be good and say the best for both of us, to tell him what he needed to hear. I wanted to explain myself. I said I was sorry for being obtuse, for being difficult. I never meant to be. I don't mean to be. I want to be clear and pure and straight. I should have said more. I wish this is so fucking hard. I said, Joe, listen to this. I said, Joe, I've kept what you told me. It's here always. I know only to ever use the freshest eggs for poaching. I know that hot milk makes your mashed potatoes fluffy. I know that a warm bowl makes for a better sponge. I know that I've been loved. I know what you know. Please know how much I love you. That's it. God, I said it. Joe is dead. Joe is dead. You asked me how I am. Well, I can tell you. I can tell you how I feel, Cal. I feel full of sadness. Full of it. Heavy with it. And at the same time, I feel like I've been emptied out. Dug out like a big hole. And that's strange. Isn't it strange that Joe's not being here is so big, so massive that it's here. It's absolutely this. Now, this probably isn't the kind of evening you were hoping for. That's okay. It's fine, isn't it? All fine, because here we are, safe and well. And on we go. Has everyone finished? Then I'll clear this away. If you want to go, then please. There's really not much to hang around for. I mean, I did make a pudding, but I doubt it's any good.